can I be sure that you won't walk away? Why ain't your love deception? Let me live this way. Or how can I be sure the safety of your arms doesn't suffocate me for all that they do? Or how can I be sure?
You think that this nation happens to be a special little pit today? You're entirely wrong. We've already, I think, been put on the auction block. We're judged, and my friend, this entire splurge that we're taking, this downward course that we're on today, is going to take us to the judgment of God. He ruleth in the kingdom of man, friends. That's something we need to know today.
We ask ourselves, what's the most important educational system in the United States? It's television. No two ways about it. Television commits as much time of a high school senior's attention as all the classes spent in school.
There are a lot of things that go into making America work. There are a lot of things that go into making it.
Television is the beginning of the creating or shaping of the disorders.
Tell me what you think, Yorkie. You think it's terrible? Is it horrible? I don't know why I'm typing. Tell me what you think, Yorkie. You think it's terrible? Is it horrible? Yay! Good morning, PB! I was literally like chanting at PB, wake up, PB, wake up. Like to like Toe Jam and Earl. Wake up, PB, wake up. Because I was like, PB's gonna be pissed if she misses the start of episode 4. I did because I did not want to lose any gameplay to talking head time. Because if I don't return to Fable tonight, I never will. So I deliberately have set myself up for some modicum of success. Once again, I remind all of you, I own probably 15 different items of clothing that are this color. From various gym things to shirts to pants. I'm actually monochrome in this color. And I got the clothes that I got from 2 different companies, and it's the same olive green. Hi, Nero! Yes, I'm doing Fable 3 for my second stream. Yes. I have to. It's been 2 weeks since I looked at it. Gonna lose anybody who cares about the Alphabet Project. That's about as much as I'm gonna get for that song right now. I had a migraine yesterday, and all the way till this morning, there's still like the shadows of the demon who said, "Oh, you made a comment to Victor a few days ago. My headaches have been less. That's nice. Well, fuck you too, bitch." So, let's, hope for the best. Plan for the motherfucking worst. Tuesday. Yesterday, I played Tuesday. Yeah, only days that streamer days. I played 10 hours, no, 7 hours of Alan Wake. Almost at the end of episode 3. So yeah, PB, I was like, how dare I? I must watch my fucking mouth. But like, I don't watch my mouth. That's the whole point of being Hildy. So there are not a lot of notes for this one. I'm gonna guess that's because this is early in Remedyverse, so they didn't really think about it. There are a lot of notes for Control, but this game doesn't have a ton. There are a few that are kind of cute. So I mentioned Stephen King's Accident. Well, the sheriff that was on Stephen King's Accident was named Matthew Beaker, and Sarah's father is Matthew. So Matthew Breaker. I believe. We have Dr. Emil Hartman, who I still haven't quite found my notes on completely. I found his name mentioned, but I had written some sort of deductions about him, but I have counted 52 notes for Control. So there's that. We have about 15 Stephen King books so far that I found connections to. Carrie, Cujo, Rose Madder. Ugh. I wrote it on a piece of side paper and only wrote a few in my actual book, so I'll have to get the rest of it. We also have about 3 connections to classic 60s movies. We have Barbara Ann. Sorry, 60s music. We have Barbara Ann. We have The Twist. Walk the Line. My Boots. And then we have the canonical Schrodinger's cat, except this time it's Schrodinger's gun. Shows up with Dr. Barclay. It's a 9mm pistol, same as the gun, pre-adjustment. The clicker I thought was in Control, but it's not. However, it is in Remedyverse somewhere. I don't have any more information because I was like, spoilers! But I did look that up because I was like, there's no way that this is not somewhere. So we have 1 European number in exchange for many American numbers. So I no longer think that that is a mistake. Oh, I did read about Clicker. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was certain that I knew this Clicker. That just makes me feel more sane because I was like, I totally swore that there was an AI file on the Clicker. Or that it was mentioned in one of the Alan Wake files. So I have a really, so PB, I have kind of a creepy reading memory. Like, my visual memory is really, really good. So I have multiple times, like, my clip of the American Arcadia section went huge views for me, not nearly as big as any of my Hollow Knight stuff, but really a lot. Because people were like, yeah, I never thought about it. Yeah. Because I just have this, like, once I read it, I remember it. Oh no, Lord Hammer and concussion. That's exactly why I had a migraine. I know it. So, man, I've flipped through these notes so much and this journal was already kind of cheap that the pages are falling out. So we have Doc Nelson. He's from something. I almost feel like I know him from Twin Peaks. I'm not quite sure, but I think so. Emil Hartman. What is the first name of that doctor in LA Noire? I don't think they're the same, but I think they might share the same story-ish, like the same inspiration. Harlan Fontaine. Oh, Doc Nelson. He's from somewhere, man. He's from somewhere. He's a character from something else. I know that. I don't know where. I feel like it's like Twin Peaks or Northern Exposure, but I don't know. He's from something. He's at least a reference to something. It's easy, Pete. You guys are like, I hate this Island Oddity shit. I hate what you do. Yeah, so Harlan Fontaine was actually based off a real fucking dude in LA Noir who essentially used a um he used like a very slim excuse to try to experiment on former soldiers with morphine, and then celebrities decided they wanted to get high, or celebrities with trauma thought he could help. I have a strong feeling they're connected, not only because Remedy reuses voice actors very cleverly. And that's about it. That's all I got. I've been taking pretty good notes, but there's just not a lot to take notes on in this guy. Um, Agent Nightingale. I know that motherfucker. I cannot remember where he's from. He was in Control, wasn't he? He was in Control. He had to have been. Um, yeah, we started a little early because I didn't want any talking head to break into game time because we are going to stop at no later than 5 because we're doing Fable 3 tonight. So, yeah, I mean, but even with the different formats, they have a way where they could do a lot of stuff like this. And I think, I do think it's just because it's earlier in the series, right? There's, so as much as we as consumers want to believe that our favorite people plan these things years in advance and have all of it put together, I can tell you, being a comic book editor for a very short amount of time, that's just not how it works. There's an ending planned, and there's some mystery planned, right? But it is episodic. Even if they didn't, yeah, yeah, you always want to, right? But one, they didn't even know they were going to get a sequel to Alan Wake at this time. And they had different publishing companies. But two, it's like you get more lore as you go. During Control, I was pointing out a lot of like really clever things they did. These are ways that you can lampshade that you planned it all along. Like, hey, there's no dates on this, or they're random numbers with a lot of space in between, or not all of the AI numbers line up. All of the things that could count are redacted. These kinds of things allow you to just shove stuff in there and said I was planning it all along. If you think Sam Lake is above that, you've got hero worship. There's nobody who above that. Why would they be doing it otherwise? But it's a good tactic. I think sometimes I'm mistaken as critiquing things when I'm simply like pointing out like dirty in like dirty secrets of like writing and publishing and creation. It's they're not bad dirty secrets. They exist because they work. PB, I know, but I think that believing what people say in interviews 100% when they're creatives is also, you guys are going to get way more misled by that than you think. Especially by someone like Sam Lake. Sam Lake has lied to you on purpose before. I guarantee it. I've lied to you on purpose about stream before. You exist. And you've done stuff like that too, just much more minorly, I promise. But maybe not you, Lily. Maybe somebody else. I don't think it's wrong. I don't think this is taking Sam Lake down a peg. I want to be clear. I think this is why I admire Sam Lake. If you have tools in your toolbox, you should use them. And if one of those tools is you always wanted to do crossovers, you were afraid to plan it because you didn't know if you get away with it, well then fucking make it real retroactively. Who cares? Like, go backwards, lie, manipulate, change the timeline. It's in theme with their games. And I think that's really smart. I think an enigmatic, unreliable creator is just as cool for the series as the series. Like, if you want to get like multi-world on it, yeah, exactly. So if you want to get multi-world on it, right? Sam Lake is Alan Wake, right? They are creating a fictional world that becomes alive through their own objects of power and AIs. They're as untrustworthy and potentially evil as the FBC. And that's why we like them. That's why I like them. Yeah, yeah. Sam Blake is definitely one of those authors who's putting themselves in everything. I can't even, like, I don't even have to know a shit about Sam Lake to know that. And that is because of what this one is. As a publisher, if someone handed me this as a manuscript, I would immediately say, Alan Wake is you. What are you trying to get out of it cathartically? And if they didn't answer me, I wouldn't pick them up. But I think occasionally, like, talking about something as a wall of text as opposed to, you know, an item that we like is a little unpopular and maybe misunderstood. But this is not criticism. This is sheer admiration for their cleverness. And also, like, I think these kinds of things, for people who are super into lore, I think these kinds of things are important to remember because I actually think they contribute to lore here. Like, I think remembering that these are the kind of decisions that you make in the real world, I think Sam Lake has made them part of the universe. I don't have any evidence of that yet, but I bet when I get to Alan Wake 2, I'm going to find a lot of proof that this stuff was just incorporated. It's what I would do. And it's what George R.R. Martin did. It's what, and he's not even like a surreal author, right? It just is the smart thing to do. It just makes your work so much better. Especially, it's based off SCP, right? That's what SCP does. Is somebody comes up with something and they find a way to make the metafictional reality of that part of SCP. So, Stephen King did it a lot after his accident. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's also part of this is that, like, because I come at this from an industry standard and this series is so much about writing, there are things I'm picking up that I don't have the rest for yet. And it's kind of difficult because if I don't have the rest, it just sounds like I'm stabbing into it, but it's more like I just spent $100,000 on this degree, right? And I'm someone who, where if I spend a lot of money, I take it very seriously. um, so I just think like, imagine writing metafiction. That's like all I do, Theo. Everything I write is metafiction. I hate it. Oh my god, an ant just crawled in my coffee. Are you kidding me? You terrorist. He was fished out. I will not be eating a living thing this day, suicidal ant friend. Bastard.
Tell me what you think, Yorkie. You think it's terrible? Is it horrible?
Okay. Notice I'm switching to the game exactly at noon. I'm into this game. I like this game better than Control. Control I like playing a lot more though. So how do I put this? I like the feeling of this game a lot more. I like the mystery a lot more. Both of these games are easily in my top 20, if not top 10. I want to be clear. But I love fighting in Control way more. And I like the fact that Control has way more lore to it. But I think this game is just the kind of like story I like more. And I feel like regardless of why they kind of disrespected Jesse, I feel like they respect Alan a lot more, even if I don't like him. So I always enjoy something with an unlikable hero who's still respected. Yeah. This is like, this engine is not a good fit. I think you said something like the remaster uses the Northlight engine, and so I would really like that. Okay. That's right. We stopped because this was gonna be something real big. Oh, then maybe you were talking about Quantum Break using Northlight? You were talking about one of the games. Oh, hello. Ugh. I don't wanna. You, why are you so quick? I guess they haven't been running all night. You are hella cooked. You're hella cooked, Theo. I'm sorry. It's time for us to fry some spider and make some snake soup. Alright, Alright, let's get Revolver going for a hot secondo. Orange peel? Is this like a way to protect yourself against resonance? Get orange scented? Ah, damn it. I knew I should have done all of the DLC. Now I can go back and do the DLC, which is great. Oh, is it part of the Hiss chant? Thermos! Oh. I got far too excited about that. I don't think that was actually me getting excited, but regardless. I almost knocked him off the bridge. Or the darkness is Toby. You are rude, Toby. You thought, motherfucker. Oh, God. Oh, he said red, yellow, outer layer. Oh, okay. That's funny. I still can't get over the board using MacGuffin. That continues to be like a top pick for me of fucking Remedy writing. Yeah, you're right. They are MacGuffins. There's no reason I have to go do that. Fucking bored. Knowing your own goddamn game design. Alright, we go this way, says the arrow. Hello, arrow. Flare gun! Oh, okay. So I'm actually going to pause for a second because this has a really cool surrounding, and I know that you're going to like it, PB. So a MacGuffin is actually from old detective fiction. So let me get this up for you. Yeah, so a MacGuffin is a trope now. But where it comes from originally is the Maltese falcon. So in fiction, no, sorry, that's red herring. This was originated by Angus MacPhail, adopted by Alfred Hitchcock. So red herring and MacGuffin are somewhat the same thing. So in fiction, a MacGuffin is sometimes an object, device, or event that is necessary to the plot and the motivation of the characters, but insignificant, unimportant, or irrelevant in itself. So red herring is very similar, but slightly different in that a red herring... No, it is from the Maltese falcon. Okay, good. It is from the Maltese falcon. It is... But the object itself is meaningless, and there's no real reason for it other than to have something there. So the use of the MacGuffin plot technique predates MacGuffin as the name of the technique. The Holy Grail of Arthurian legend has been cited as an early example of a MacGuffin. Other things would be the Golden Fleece in the Quest of Jason and the Argonauts. The fleece itself of this entire epic just remains a complete mystery. The full reason for its grail-like desirability is never explained. World War I era actress Pearl White used the term weenie to identify whatever object, a roll of film, a rare coin, expensive diamonds, impelled the heroes and villains to pursue each other through the convoluted plots of The Perils of Pauline and the other silent film serials in which she starred. In the 1930s detective novel The Maltese Falcon, a small statuette, provides both the book's title and its motive for intrigue. The name MacGuffin was coined by the English screenwriter Angus MacPhail. It is posited that the word guff, as a word for anything trivial or worthless, lie at the root. Director and producer Alfred Hitchcock popularized the term MacGuffin and the technique with his 1935 film The 39 Steps, in which the MacGuffin is some otherwise incidental military secrets. Hitchcock explained the term MacGuffin in a 1939 lecture at Columbia University. It might be a Scottish name taken from a story about two men on a train. One man says, "What's that package up there in the baggage rack?" And the other answers, "Oh, that's a MacGuffin." The first one asks, "What's a MacGuffin?" Well, the other man says, "It's an apparatus for trapping lions in the Scottish Highlands." The first man says, "But there are no lions in the Scottish Highlands." And the other one answers, "Well, then that's no MacGuffin." So as you see, MacGuffin is nothing at all. George Lucas believes that the audience should care about the MacGuffin almost as much as the dueling heroes. Lucas describes R2-D2 as the MacGuffin of the original Star Wars film and said that the Ark of the Covenant, the titular MacGuffin in Raiders of the Lost Ark, was an excellent example as opposed to the more obscure MacGuffin in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and the feeble MacGuffin in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The use of MacGuffins in Indiana Jones films later continued with the titular Crystal Skull, an Archimedes dial in the Dial of Destiny. Filmmaker and drama writing theorist Yves Levandier suggests that a MacGuffin is a secret that motivates the villain. North by Northwest's MacGuffin is nothing that motivates the protagonist. Roger Thornhill's objective is to extricate himself from the predicament that the mistaken identity has created. And what matters to Van Damme and the CIA is of little importance to Thornhill. This is a lot more how Alan Wake in general uses MacGuffin, is from the psychological standpoint, where like Alan Wake right now has a MacGuffin. You think we give a fuck about Alice, really, as the player? No, we're trying to survive. We don't care about Alice. Alice is his MacGuffin right now. He's motivated. And he doesn't care what the FBI, the darkness, even other Alan really has to say. Briefcase in Pulp Fiction is an example of it. The contents are never revealed. Sometimes it's called the big dumb object. So a red herring is slightly different in that this is like a false line that distracts. So a red herring is something that misleads or distracts from an important question, a relevant argument, or the solving of a mystery crime. May be either a logical fallacy or a literary device. So like the red herring that trans women do better in sports, right? This is distracting from the reality that they're just transphobic assholes. Yeah? So, a red herring may be used intentionally as in mystery fiction or as part of rhetorical strategies, i.e. in politics, or may be used in argumentation inadvertently. Precedent was popularized by polemicist William Cobbett, who told a story of having used a strong-smelling smoked herring to divert and distract hounds from chasing a rabbit. As an informal fallacy, the red herring falls into a broad class of relevance, like unlike the straw man, which involves a distortion of the other party's position. The red herring is a seemingly plausible, though ultimately irrelevant, diversionary tactic. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, a red herring may be intentional or unintentional. It is not necessarily a conscious intent to mislead. Yes. Yeah, actually, Theo, I think that's a really good way to so like remedy. A MacGuffin is a plot advancing object of power, and a red herring is a plot diverting altered item, like the video camera. It's also like a lot of the discourse to the lower levels of the FBC, say, or calling Havana a weapon. Red herring is by far the most commonly used political strategy right now. It is like Trump's bread and butter. That man smells like fish all the time. So red herring, I think, is really important to know. MacGuffin is really good for fiction. It's hardly ever used in real life because it's very hard to use it in real life. The more driven debaters are, if we're talking about real life politics, are very motivated by MacGuffins. Like, especially, I would say, like, communist theory is something that's really motivated by this MacGuffin, which is this, idealistic society. That's generally a relevant end. It's an irrelevant end. The means are what we're doing, right? So MacGuffins can often be used as an end that justifies the means. And it often doesn't. So in fiction, it often doesn't. So in unobtainium is similar as well. This is often, so like the slide, the hand slide, this is the temple slide, this is an unobtainium, right? They're not going to find the temple slide. They're not going to find the hand slide. They're not going to find any other slide. Exactly. Absolutely, exactly. And red herrings and MacGuffins can sometimes be the same, though not often, because the MacGuffin is generally the course of the plot or the reason for the plot. The Maltese Falcon is a really good example because it's both a MacGuffin and a red herring. Once they get the Falcon, it does nothing. The bad guy gets away. But it is the reason for the plot moving forward and the raison d'etre for the characters for the 3/4 of the book. That's particularly why I liked the board using MacGuffin, because once Jesse gets all those points, it doesn't do anything. Yes, Ati is considered a Chekhov's gun, absolutely. And I expect him to fire more realistically in Resonant. He fired kind of, right? But all he does is show that he is otherworldly. We don't really get a sense of why, like, we don't understand exactly where Island Ati fits yet. I actually want to replay that section a couple times to see if I can find anything else, but I think that we're going to see him fire a lot more distinctly in Resonant. Definitely a Chekhov's gun. The other Chekhov's gun, I would say in Control, is the gun itself. Which is, again, that whole metafictional context, right? Like, the gun itself ends up, at least in the DLC Foundation, being the problem. Polaris also could be thought of. Polaris could be thought of as a MacGuffin or a gun, depending on how you're feeling at the time, or even a red herring Hedron. Yeah, I already made a copy of my save. I did that but when I started doing that when someone told me that OK said that the Wells plotline sometimes breaks his game, so I did that back then. And now it's just Hobbit. So yeah, I think Control really leans on the tropes a lot more heavily, especially with the board. The board is really fun linguistically, like very, very fun. I mentioned that they're essentially just the cognitive triangle and they're following side-oriented theory. They're so fun. I can't wait to have the energy to just sit down with their scripts and draw out the linguistic triangles for all of them. It's going to be so fun because they are by far one of the cooler ways of writing I've seen. It's something that I tried to do in the past and that they did so much better than me, so it also makes me envious. Okay, anyway. That's MacGuffins for you. I think hello. Are we here? Thank you. I think it's that entire corner of like fiction tropes, PvE, you should invest some time in whenever you have it, when you have the space. Because this is about a writer. So the other thing is, it didn't quite occur to me when I started playing. But it's really occurred to me now. Did I get that thermos? I think I did. Well, let's double check. Like, this is about a writer, so everything is metaphorical. Like, all of the things that my many, many thousands of student debt have taught me are very appropriate here. Like, you should consider everything metaphor. You should apply alliteration. You should assume that they're using certain verbs and whatever for things. Like, there's just a lot of techniques that are really meaningful that they're probably using that I think will be enjoyable if you read up on them. Dropping the word MacGuffin, I think, is the most direct they've gotten. You could argue that the hiss are something of a red herring as well, because control is ostensibly about controlling the hiss, but not really, right? It's about figuring out what happened in Ordinary and getting Dylan back. Like, we can make these arguments day long. There's usually not more than one, but this is also a series that prides itself on being itself. I think probably in most games there is a MacGuffin or herring for each quest. Save the main ones. Are you on the... Hello? Wait, is it? See you on the other side. No, whatever. Oh, hello from the other side. One of these days I'll actually video edit all my jokes and then I'll make money. Oh. 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 What was her name? Claire? W? Claire? My controller's being an asshole. Why? Why controller? Why do you spite me so? CW, the woman who drowned herself. My controller. Seriously, the board gave me this real shitty controller, and I was like, I thought I was supposed to be director. And they were like, you are in body. Shotgun ammo? Well, where's my fucking shotgun game? No. There is a woman. Hold on. I probably wrote down her name. Barry told me about her. He was talking about this urban legend. People who were lovers. She walked into the lake. Oh, I can't believe I didn't write her name down. That's lazy on my part. It was when they were going to Rose's trailer. Disappearances, urban legends, indigenous folk thought tunnel into the underworld, Diver's Island, Zane dived, cabin was his, poet put in a record of writing, my Barbara, working with Zane, she's right, heavy nights, yeah. Cynthia Weaver. No, it wasn't Barbara. I promise. Give me a second. Also, by the way, you guys know La Llorona? Oh, I guess it was Cynthia Weaver, but he did say, I thought he said that she went and drowned. I know she's the lamp lady I met, PB. It's that I wish I could find the script for that moment. I will look up the script. PB. Not right now, okay? Let me do it. But also, I will go look it up. Okay? Don't worry. Don't stress. Don't stress. I just think that there was something that I caught in there that is a little different than, or that Barry, I'm not saying that it was like that it's different than Barbara and that I didn't I'm saying that Barry reported it differently. And that's important. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, PP. But you guys know La Llorona? Do you know La Llorona? The Lady of the Lake? Flares. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I also just like when I'm putting things together like that, I sometimes like myself start missing bits because I'm just like super in my own head. Like, wait a second. What do you mean? Oh, I'm gonna fall! Oh, that was pretty epic. Things I wish. Headshots counted. I just like don't put any effort into aiming at things because headshots don't count. Does that make sense? Like, why would you bother if you're not gonna, it's not gonna be easier? All right, so dead end? Maybe. Oh, nope. Ink. Or maybe not? Is this the mirror peak, Luca? This is not. This was a side diversion. Oh! No, this was the other side. Thermos. Precious. My precious thermos. I don't want to go downhill. That feels like that's not the right way. Whatever. Oh, light! In the distance.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Like, the more this goes on, the more I'm really worried that Alan is just delusional.
That you? Wait. Hey, I'm here! I'm coming! No! Get away! Sorry. Please, wait! The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make him play ball. You see? To get him writing for us. Please! Please! Oh!
Okay.
Oh my, what a wretch.
Tom Waits?
Born on the day that my poor mama died. I was cut from her belly with a Stanley knife. My daddy did a jig with a drunk midwife. Who's that yonder all in flames, dragging behind him a sack of chains? Who's that yonder all in flames? Well, up jumped the devil and he staked his claim on me. Oh, poor heart, I was doomed from the start. Doomed to play the villain's part. I was the baddest Johnny in the apple cart. My blood was blacker than the chambers of a dead nun's heart. Who's that milling around the courthouse steps? Nail on my face.
Tom Waits.
Fence. Who's that milling around the courthouse steps? Up jumped the devil and off we crept.
I got a bone to pick with Tom Waits. We've had game audio, right? Just as a aside, I didn't actually even check. Yeah, okay, good.
Oh no, where could I go with my hump of trouble and my sack of woe? To the digs and the deserts of Mexico, where my neck was safer from the lynching rope. Who's that yonder laughing at me like I was the brunt of some hilarity? Who's that yonder laughing at me? Well, up jumped the devil, 1, 2, 3. How lucky we were. We hit the cat houses and we sampled their wars. We got as drunk as a couple of czars. That night I swallowed my lucky star. Who's that dancing on the jailhouse roof? Stamping on the ribbon with a cloven hoop. Who's that dancing on the jailhouse roof? Jumped the devil and said, here's your man, I got proof.
Here's your man, I got proof. Yeah. My favorite Tom Waits related event was a different Tom. So you guys know Tom Jones.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
The truth.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice. There you go, Alan. Hartman.
Hartman.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, You lie.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Okay, so Tom Jones. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right? Get ready. Get ready. You're gonna love this. Or hate it. I don't know. And it depends if you know fucking Tom Waits at all, honestly. Oh, I'm sorry. I have noticed that is happening occasionally. I think it has something to do with maybe me co-streaming or going through Firebot. I can't tell you. But it's not just you who it's happened to. So,
You're the head on spear. You're
this
the
would be
nail on the cross.
What's New,
You're the
Pussycat?
fire in my beer.
Covering
You're the
Tom
kid
Waits.
that got lost. You're the letter from Jesus.
Come on, Tom.
On the bathroom wall. You're the mother superior in a only a bra. You're the same, you're the same, you're the same kind of bad. The same kind of bad as me.
yeah.
You're the same
This
kind
exists.
of bad as me.
This fucking thing exists.
Kind of bad as me. I'm the head on the bed. I'm the coffee.
He was like, it's 2012. I'm old as fuck. I'm just gonna sing a bunch of songs I like. And then he released this album, and on it was Bad As Me. Makes sense. Total sense. Absolute sense, right? Like, that is everything that makes sense in the universe. The world is a wild place. Okay. Someone came in the room. Who? Who's come in my room?
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah, I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message, loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
This chair is in like every tiny mountain or coastal town in the universe, I swear to God. Like this vaguely southwest print with the wood. Emerson. Lane. Ah, shut up. That's funny. Lane. Dissol. All right. All right. Awake.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Cauldron
I
Lake Lodge.
specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Nice pants. So PB, I had something similar happen in that I was logged into Twitch on 2 devices, and they kind of like did this weird shadow ban on me on one of them where like occasionally I just wouldn't show up in chats. And I think it was because they said something like, oh. They thought I was a spammer or something. I don't know. I was like, I'm a fucking streamer, dude. Oh, whiteboard. We're gonna screen cap this one. Excuse me. First, we're gonna tell Alan Wake to stop taking over my whole screen. Every single time I have to tell it to not do this. No! Oh my fucking god. I hate you. It's not letting me screen cap at all. Well, Tip can play at this game, Alan Wake. Guess what? You're on OBS! Ho ho ho! I have a screenshot! Oh, did yours fail to send too, Theo? Am I in trouble? Is it me? I'm gonna do something spicy. Yeah, it certainly doesn't look like there's anything on my account. Oh yeah, I can't send anything here either. It's barely loading. It's Twitch. Like my whole stream is barely loading. Yeah. Failed to determine content classification. Did I get reported? That would suck. For what? Yeah, I guess it's just like Twitch's servers are having a problem. I can actually there's a way for me to check that. Oh, it says 0 followers. There we go. Only channels that can run ads have access to the ad manager at this time. Oh, that's spicy. Okay, down reports. Okay. Well, as long as we're still live, I guess I don't really care, right? Like, yeah, like, I mean, it's I'm still streaming. Yeah. It's a little stressful, but I'll make it. Great. Well, I hear you. Horatio decided now is the time to yell at me. I hear you. Okay. Let's oh, my Lanta controller. So, oh, interesting. What's this? Like oh. Interesting. Okay. Oh, for the love of Christ. Fine. Screenshot it on OBS too. Really? Night Springs was their first game? Or Death Rally? Dope. Fine. Fucking whatever. Twitch is being real bad right now. And my controller is on my last nerve. Alan Wake, don't do this. You don't want to do this. Or you do. Why is everything dying all at the same fucking time?